Another beautiful, glorious, amazing day here in Payne County, America, north of the Red Dirt Riviera. And if you don't know where we are, we're south of Perry, Oklahoma by about 20 minutes. We're north of the great metropolis of Perkins Tryon Metroplex by about 12 minutes. And then we're west of the oil capital of the Americas, Cushing, Oklahoma.
Which is also in Payne County.
Also in Payne County.
I had a good friend, my friend Tim Green, who is he's from Conroe, Texas.
What?
Which is kind of a suburb of Houston near Kingwood, where I grew up.
Kingwood.
And when we were at Notre Dame together, and people would we're in northern Indiana, and someone would say, "Oh, where are you from?" And he would say, "Conroe, Texas." And they would say, "Oh, where's that?" And he would go, "It's about 4 miles from Cut and Shoot."
4 miles from where?
Cut and Shoot. And then they would go, "Oh, okay." That was the end of the conversation.
But where's Conroe?
It's 4 miles from Cut and Shoot.
Where's Cut and Shoot?
Cut and Shoot is right outside of Houston.
They're like,
but it's a town. It's a real town. Cut and Shoot.
Houston is the 5th largest city in America?
Houston is I believe it's now the 4th largest city.
You didn't lead in with that? I'm
New
from
York.
the 4th largest.
No, that's why it's funny.
Oh.
Someone's like, "Where's Stillwater?" And you say, "Oh, sure, just like south of Glencoe."
You know where Agra is? Some people call it Agra.
Yeah.
It's just a little west of there.
So you go you go to Perkins, 10 miles north. Just totally mess with people. Welcome, everyone. I'm Father Brian O'Brien. Welcome to our show. I have an announcement.
What?
I have an
Is this a good announcement?
It's a good
Are you
announcement.
getting moved? You doing this live? Are you live?
No.
Are you telling us live on the radio?
If that happens, I'm not going to yell it out on the radio. I guess I would at some point, but we have surpassed 200,000 downloads.
Woohoo!
Isn't that hilarious? That's hilarious to me. Who are you people?
Is that real? I mean, is that
That's just on so it's actually more than that. But that's the measurable on the platform that we use to upload our podcast, which then makes it go to Apple and Spotify and then
it's on like 97X, the future of rock and roll.
But then it's on the radio, so people listen to it on the radio. And then before we were on Podbean, we were on like SoundCloud. So there's several thousand on SoundCloud, but officially we have passed
200,000
downloads. What I don't know, what I would love to have, I would love to what is the most popular podcast in America? I don't know. Is it like Joe Rogan?
I think it's like one of those like Criminal Minds,
the murder mysteries.
Yeah. I mean, when you go on here
but I never see like what is like Joe Rogan or like Catechism in a Year. Like how many people are listening to that every day?
Oh,
why aren't those stats like readily available? Like on TV every week you see like which college football game got the most viewers, and then they tell you it got 14.8 million viewers. Why doesn't that happen for podcasts?
Oh, that would be nice. Like wait, don't tell me from NPR. The number 1 is Dateline. 2 is Morbid. 3 is BBC Up First. 4 is Smartless. And there you go. Go down the list.
Well, we're number 1 in clergy podcasts in north central Oklahoma.
North of Perkins.
I'm pretty excited about it. It's also the month of October.
Oh, yeah.
It's football season. We have great solemnity on the horizon. November the 1st is a holy day of obligation. Mark your calendars.
Can I tell you what we're doing?
And my dad's coming.
I know, this is exciting.
You should put my dad on the podcast.
Marty!
That would be hilarious. We may work on that.
That would be brilliant.
Marty O'Brien just telling stories of life in Boston growing up.
In Boston.
And all his gangster friends.
Yeah. That would be beautiful. I'd love to. Yeah, let's get that. So this is what we're doing in the month of October. You know how we did that? Don't wait for Lent. I gave you that little.
I have something to say about that. I would actually like to make it the topic of today's show. Go
Okay,
ahead.
great. Because we talked.
I'd like to
We talked
expand
about
on that.
don't wait for Lent. Don't wait for Lent because people push it off and like in Lent
Yep.
I'll do that. In Lent I'll fast in Lent, and then like the fourth day in Lent, which is actually Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The third day in Lent, you're eating a Whopper or something from Chick-fil-A. You're in the Chick-fil-A line and you're like just destroying
Well,
a
I'm already
sandwich.
in line.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
mean-
well, I haven't even learned how to fast. So what we're doing in the month of October is we're taking Dr. Ed Cherie, who was here a couple weeks ago. He mentioned this 30-day prayer challenge. Well, we had already had in the works this thing, so we sort of like took the same idea, and we made these little pieces of paper that called "Seek the Lord while He may be found." So it's from these Gospels. The last couple of weeks of like seek the Lord, the Psalm said, or it was the first reading a couple of weeks ago. Seek the Lord while He may be found. Call on Him while He is still near. And it's how are we fasting, which is the purification of the senses, so that we can actually seek the Lord and listen to His voice. So as some of the things on one column on the left hand side, it's what are you going to do to pray and fast this week? Like just this week. So it's, like pray the Chaplet of Divine Mercy or read the daily readings this week. And then what are you going to fast from? And some of them are in there are like fast from happy hours at Sonic, HTO, fast from going to Brahms, but also like fast from social media or, some of the stats is people check their phones 1,000 times a day. It's like, set your alarm and check your phone maybe like 4 times a day and not 1,000 times a day just this week. And then what are you going to do for the month? Like for the month, we had those great bratwursts Monday at our priest group and I was so excited about those. And then I reminded myself like I'm fasting from meat in the month of October and fasting
I'm
from
just
beer.
gonna eat this plain hot dog bun.
With stuff with sauerkraut and mustard, which I did.
Oh, you did have the sauerkraut.
Yeah,
I saw
and French
that.
fries. I put French fries
And the fries, yeah.
And then what am I doing? I'm reading the Gospel of Luke and taking 15 minutes of silence every day. So those are the things. And so like today, I still have to read the Gospel of Luke, that chapter 2. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yep. So those are the kind of things that we're doing during the month of October. And then when All Saints is going to be here, we're going to throw a big party. Big party. Big.
Then get really sad because the next day is All Souls.
And then, pray for the beloved dead and go visit the cemeteries.
And then November 3rd is St. Leo the Great.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have another party.
Uh-huh. Well, okay. So I wanted to just get that out to everybody because there's follow-ups.
this is in a good way, what I'm about to say. You've been bothering me.
What? You mean
in a good way?
You mean every morning when I come in and I hit you with a newspaper across the skull?
No, I lock my door at night.
I don't do that, by the way. Anyway.
I didn't used to, but that one day you came in. It was like 3 years ago.
Oh, there was this like rambunctious noise.
And I've never trusted you since.
There was a rambunctious noise. Like, so there was some noise like right on the other side.
I think my alarm fell off my... So I was like in bed and my door opens and it was you. And it was like, 5:10 in the morning.
And it was just, yeah. And I thought you were gone. Like, I was like, maybe he's gone.
Anyway, that's why I locked my door at night.
I thought you said, I thought, like, I remember this now. I thought you were gone, or I stood outside and I was like, what if he's
this
dead?
This episode is entitled Why Father O'Brien Locks His
What
Door
if he's
at Night.
What if he's in there dead? Like,
Really?
And I'm just standing outside listening to his alarm go off for an hour.
You go off to St.
Okay,
John's.
see ya. Hope there's not a smell.
He's been dead all day.
Yeah. I slid food underneath his door. It's like I crushed a bagel sandwich and slid it under. Hey!
I checked his mail.
Okay, so what?
So a couple weeks ago, we did the show about what you guys have been doing at St. John's about don't wait for Lent.
Okay.
Well, that has coincided with something that is bothering me.
Uh-oh.
And it has manifested itself most distinctly in the women's Acts retreat that we are offering at this parish.
Okay.
So let me back up. So there's this awesome retreat. It's called Acts. It's been very, very popular and very successful in and around Tulsa, in and around Oklahoma City.
St. Louis is, yeah.
And I actually had in my head, like when I first got here, that we would have really strong retreat program. Now, when I got here, that wasn't possible right out of the gate because there was so much else to do of just getting everything. So we had gotten to a point about 2 years ago where it was like, all right, let's bring retreats to the parish. And we actually made a decision. We looked at Acts.
Okay.
And we looked at this other retreat called Curcio.
Oh, yeah.
And we decided to go kind of all in on Curcio. One of the things we really liked about Curcio was the follow-up. So it wasn't just an experience over 3-4 days, but then there were these groups, these small groups that we really liked that. So we went all in on Curcio. And then there's also Spanish. There's English Curcio, Spanish Curcio, and we liked that because we have Spanish speakers. So we go in all in Curcio, and some people go, but there's not, Curcio is good. It's good, but there's not the capacity that we're looking for. So oftentimes there'd be a Curcio and 2 or 3 spots would be available to us.
Oh,
okay, I'm not looking for.
Okay, got it.
Anyway, so over the summer, last spring, we start talking to some people in Tulsa about the Acts retreat. And they have a whole system, right? So once Acts comes to your parish, and then for 4, 5, 6 years, everybody goes. People go, and it's awesome. Builds people's faith, inspires people, lights a fire. But then when most of the people who want to go have gone, then those parishes, it's beautiful, it's stewardship, it's great. Those parishes then go mission another church.
Okay.
So we got in touch with the Tulsa people at St. Bernard's, Christ the King, and St. Mary's.
Oh.
And we said, we're ready for Acts. Let's go. So they assigned St. Mary's, the Church of St. Mary, my former residence.
13 years ago.
I lived there 6 years ago.
Oh.
I lived there for 7 years. It was great. Oh. And they said, so St. Mary's is going to mission St. Francis Xavier. So we sat down. We picked out dates. The women's retreat in November, men's retreat in January.
Oh, cool.
We got a place. Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic camp.
Oh, in the Archdiocese.
In Wellston, Oklahoma, outside of Shawnee, in the Archdiocese. And then we started advertising.
Oh, cool.
Flocknote, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the parish bulletin, parish announcements. And out goes the word.
Well, you didn't mention personal invites. Did you personally invite people?
And there was some personal.
Okay, great. Okay.
This is where you sound like other people I've been talking to this week. Anyway, we put it out there.
Got it.
And so then about 2 weeks ago, I email Rob and Karen in our office, and I say, can you send me the list? Who signed up for Acts? What I'm expecting
is it's full.
We have 1,043 households in this parish, and there are 30 spots. One person had signed up.
Oh.
And I was really mad.
Oh, hello.
Because what I don't like, the other part of it, and I'm going to sound whiny, and I don't mean to, I had just come out of a parish council meeting, and we're doing this priority planning for the parish, and we're reading all these stats, all these, this big survey that we did back in May and June.
Okay.
Where 500 parishioners responded back to this survey. And one of the things that came back in the survey is we want more opportunities for formation.
Ooh.
We want to know our faith better.
Yeah.
We want more opportunities to meet new people. And I'm saying to myself, this is it, guys. Here it is. The Acts retreat. Now, there are a lot of reasons not to go on this Acts retreat, okay? It's a Thursday night, all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. Okay? That eliminates some people.
It's November
right?
when?
The the 16th through the 19th.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of reasons to not go. But in my mind, are there not 30 people at this parish who are free that weekend?
Well,
anyway, so I'm like kind of mad about it, and I'm like sort of lamenting, and I'm talking to my parish leadership team. I'm talking to people on the staff. I'm talking to Karen Schieber, who's been awesome in helping like organize this. And I was about ready to cancel.
Throw in the towel.
And part of my reason for that, just so people kind of know, I'm not like I'm going to take my ball and go home. It's not that. Because I have the weekend scheduled too.
Okay.
I'm going to be away from the parish. I'm going to be with these 30 women all weekend.
Nice.
Looking forward to it. What I keep hearing is, oh yeah, I really want to go to that. I really want to go. Oh, that sounds like a great. But they haven't signed up. And so now I'm talking to the ladies in Tulsa from St. Mary's, and they're like talking me off a ledge. Father O'Brien, don't give up. You can do it. Like, your parish is special and your people are awesome. And don't give up. Don't pull the plug. Don't. And so then what happened was last weekend.
You signed a do not resuscitate order on it?
No. We brought, these ladies drove from Tulsa.
This is what they have to do. This is what they do at all the other parishes. They go over there and pump up the jam, pump it up.
I just think it's a lot. And the Women's Acts Retreat is like in the forefront of my mind. But there are a number of other things.
Yes. Okay.
That it is frustrating to me as a pastor of how much when we hear that people want this or that, and then this or that is then offered, and then people don't sign up, don't come, and then if we were to survey again, we'd hear the exact same thing. I want opportunities for this and for that. Okay. And then we would say, well, we just had that. Oh yeah, but I couldn't go. But that wasn't for me. Oh, I signed up too late. Right. And so there's all these kind of, now I get it. And I'm not thinking of anyone. Every time I've like sort of had this, I've said this, people are like, why? It's my son's birthday that weekend. And I'm like, I'm not talking to you specifically. Like, people take it very personally, and I don't mean it that way. What I'm looking at is kind of the health of our parish, wherein good things are being offered, and the response to me, the response to the things being offered, including Sunday Mass, including the sacrament of reconciliation, including Eucharistic adoration. I find the response of our parish many times to be lackluster, to be average. And I don't like it. And so then I kind of, I initially, like, I get kind of mad of like, what's wrong with everybody? And then, as I should, I look back at myself and I say, what kind of pastor are you? Where the Acts Retreat has been broadcast and publicized for 2 months, and one person is signed up. What kind of a pastor are you? And I don't like it. I don't like myself very much, because I'm the pastor, and I know not everything rises and falls with me, but a lot of things do, and I'm disappointed then in myself. And I wonder, what is wrong with me? And therefore, what is wrong with my parish? And then I think, well, maybe let's like get somebody else in here, and let's maybe Father Kerry and I should switch places.
Oh, don't do that.
and maybe, maybe my job was like let's get it off the ground, and like I'm just kind of at a loss, and it's very frustrating. and I wanted to talk about it.
You didn't want to talk about this like not on the radio while watching baseball?
I've had 14 conversations about this very thing already with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
I want to talk about it here because I don't mind that people. I don't mind sort of airing our
grievance,
dirty laundry.
I wouldn't.
I'm not mad.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in myself as a pastor. I'm disappointed in kind of us as a parish because I think what happens a lot of times is I think we put up a good front. We have a beautiful building. We have a beautiful public witness. We have great people. My goodness. We have the best people in the world. But I think where we are lacking as a parish is a sense of urgency with our spiritual life, which is what your little thing over there got me thinking about. We're waiting for something, and I don't know what it is.
It was the gospel last 2 weeks ago, where Jesus he's the landowner and he's going out and looking for laborers, and he goes out and he's like, you got
Matthew 18.
Yeah, he's like, come on, y'all, and they come and work, and then he goes and gets another group and he brings them in, and then he goes out the end. He's like, why have you been standing around here all day long? You've been watching all of these people go to work. You watched me come out here and get these people. Why have you been standing around here all day long? And so there is that. It's, part of humanity. I mean, what is...
That's what everybody says.
Well, okay.
That people are like, you can't expect people to sign up like way ahead of time. Why not? Why not?
Okay, so let me say.
Everyone signs up at the last minute.
Well, because if you wait till the last minute, it only takes a minute, right? But
that's why I wanted to pull the plug and be like, we are wasting the time. I still don't know if we're going to have the retreat.
Right. Okay.
Which would be, in my mind, like a massive, massive, massive pastoral failure of me and of our parish.
Really?
If that doesn't go, Acts is a world-class retreat that has changed the lives of thousands of people.
Yes.
That opportunity has come to our doorstep.
Well,
and we are swinging and missing.
And
we're not even stepping up to the plate.
And so maybe that has to happen. As I tell people all the time, I was like, the way we get air travel to be better is planes crash. Like when things break, that is when we're like, oh, we should have done it this way instead of that way. Same with the automobile world. Same with the computer world. Same with everything. And is Jesus okay with letting 15,000 people walk away in John chapter 6, 66? And the answer is yes. Are you okay, Father Brian O'Brien?
No.
Okay.
I'm not. It bothers me.
Okay. So one, it should bother you. But also you have to give people the freedom to choose it or not. And your identity can't be wrapped up in just that. Like, okay, if this
is what we do.
I know, but your identity is not wrapped up in just like, I am an awesome pastor of a parish. No, I'm not
losing my faith. My vocation is not in doubt.
Well, you're about to get swayed and moved to Tulsa or Hartshorn or wherever you are going. You're moving in with Duck already. You're like, Duck, I'm moving in with you. I'm not going to be there that weekend because it's Carly Boyer Bostic's
right, but
birthday.
I'm not talking to you. You're not even invited.
Oh, what?
But the 1,000 women that go to church here are invited.
Yeah.
And I would like for 30 of them to sign up for something that's really going to help them. And
they've never done a retreat around here, so there's a lot of logistics that go into that of like pumping people up, and that's not something you do very well. Of like, cheerleading people. Remember in The Working Genius, your enablement, which is cheerleading people, is like way down here.
It's a frustration. Yes.
But discernment and tenacity of getting stuff done. And then these people have to choose. I mean, it's like, listen here, we offered it, and maybe it doesn't work, and maybe the time is not right. The time is not right for this parish to do that.
Then I wondered, did we made a mistake 2 years
And
ago.
you could have made a mistake. You could have made a mistake 2 months ago when you started, or 6 months ago when you started up with all this. And we just have to, as a group have to look at it and say, maybe we made a mistake. Okay, great. And then try it again another time. Because, sometimes at Christ the King, if they had started that retreat without having those parish breakfast Bible studies, it would have never taken off. Because they had what? They had about, 80 guys. Bishop Muggenberg, Father Dan, Monsignor, whatever his name was, Muggenberg, Muggsy's, not the restaurant, but Mug O'Brien.
Same family.
Yeah, same family. I mean, he had worked with all these guys, and those dudes were ready to go. They were zealous. They wanted to do this. And maybe you don't have that here at this parish of women that are...
Right, doesn't that bother you?
When we started our Koinonia retreat, we sent 12, 13 students up to KU. Then the next year, those 12 students came down here with some people from KU, just like that. And then our first retreat, there were 15 students that went on it.
Yeah.
And now it's like 110 people.
Yeah. But I don't want to just rip on the Acts retreat and our lack of response. It seems to me that it's happening a lot.
No, I would say it's happening all over the place. And the reason, and I think the chief reason why, is as this lady said one time. I said, well, ma'am, I'm busy that day. And she goes, buried under Satan's yoke. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? She goes, busy, buried under Satan's yoke. And I said, well, I didn't have a response for her. And I think there's all these beautiful things that we want to do in our faith life. And we're not willing to say yes to them because we have these other varieties of deliciousnesses that we're also eating from.
I also think, though, we're not prioritizing our spiritual lives. And so we wait. Well, what if something better comes along that weekend? And then I'm committed to this.
Oh, that is true. That is. Yeah.
That's like the story I'm telling myself that people are thinking. What if something better comes along?
Well, that happens in the college world, too.
What about the game that weekend?
Yeah. There's not a game that weekend.
It's an away game.
It's Carly's birthday that weekend. I'm going to not Norman, Oak, whatever that is. Edmond, Oak Archie, Agra. Arcadia. Thank you. I was down the A section.
It's where Pops is.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. I'm going down there. Anyway, so this... It is true. And we do it ourselves. You and I do it. The reason why that thing came out of don't wait till Lent, well, it's because of me. It's like, who's the problem?
Right.
I'm the problem, as Taylor Swift said.
What's wrong with the world? I am.
Yeah. I'm the problem because I
well, that bugs me.
That you're the problem?
Yes.
Then stop being the problem, knucklehead.
Oh, man. I feel like I'm banging my head against the wall.
I mean, don't bang your head against the tabernacle. I already got some.
No,
you bang your head against the tabernacle? Well, no, I put my chin on the altar and stared at Jesus, and I wanted to, but I could not reach the tabernacle with my skull. Okay, lay off. I was joking. I was new priest goofing. Anyway, I think there's an opportunity here to not just rant or just get resentful or bitter, but it's also like, okay, well, this is a really great opportunity. Is our struggle in the parish life having zeal to love the Lord with all our mind, heart, and soul? And is there too many things going on in our life that we can't do this beautiful thing that's right in front of us?
Man, that's risky.
It is.
So if there's too many things, we should take away other things that are going well, so that this thing that might be better.
I'm just saying, things that are going on in a person's life.
Oh yeah,
they may be going really well. Yeah. That they have to say yes to this and no to that. 31 flavors can't be beat. There's too many options. Cheesecake
I don't
Factory
know. I don't
dessert
know, man.
menu. Okay, dude.
I don't know.
Okay, well, cool your jets over there, O'Brien.
I'm on the ledge.
Pray for your people.
George is getting upset.
Peace.